Hey there, this is me, Trisha Kondo, known as the Intuitive Guide on this page. I am a Native American psychic and a spiritual mentor. I'm also the founder of Deeply Intuitive. Unleash your gifts to attract abundance, to be empowered, and to gain confidence in connecting to your guides. You can also look at my website, which is trishakondo.com. I do have soul readings on there, so if you're interested in that, go there. I also have Instagram. If you want to follow me or even stalk me, well, no, don't do that. Instagram.com/Trisha Kondo. Okay. So I want to make sure that I'm on the right place here. Because I'm only saying that because I have a habit of saying that. And actually, I say that often because I did land on a different page and I was talking to the wrong people. Anywho, I just want to come on here and share my story. So my story of when I stayed in the last house that I was in, it was actually in Nurchman, Quebec. Hopefully my phone won't shut off. I gotta check that for a second. Hold on. It seems to be okay. Sorry about that. So what had happened, I'm going to share with you really quickly. When I saw ghosts in the last house that I stayed in, this is what I did, okay? So I'll tell you what happened first. So what happened first was, I remember when I first moved in, I saw actually a black woman staring at me from the bathroom. And to me, this is normal, but it started to be a little bit unnerving because I would stare and she would just stare back at me. It was just like, whoa, what's going on here, man? So I had the feeling somebody was staring at me from the window, so I looked. Of course, somebody was staring at me. And when I moved, we also moved in. Also, I saw something else. I actually, when I was returning from work one night, it was late at night, or I was coming from the grocery store or something. Anyways, when I pulled into the driveway and I looked to the right, I seen somebody who looked like Troy. If you ever seen my boyfriend, he is a bit, in French they call it Cousteau. He's kind of big boned and he's got no hair. So when I saw that, I'm like, oh, he's making a sandwich. It's kind of late, but he's making a sandwich. He was looking like towards the wall. And I thought that was interesting. And usually he turns around and he just waves or just says, waves or just like that, but no acknowledgement. Like he didn't really look at me. And I thought that was odd. Because normally he turns around and he looks. But no, just stiff as a board, just looking. And it was an odd feeling that I had when I was driving by, it didn't move. Like the person, whoever it was, didn't move. That's what really, I had like chills a little bit. And normally I don't have that when I have chills, okay? And I thought that was really interesting that happened. And it was like watching an image that didn't move. And I thought that was interesting. It didn't move. And I was like, whoa, okay. So I pulled into the driveway. I got out. I had all kinds of stuff in my arms. And I walked in. I figured he would come out the door and he would help me. Like I had a lot of stuff in my hands. I forgot to talk about that in the other videos. I just remembered that now. So I had my briefcase, I had my backpack, I had another bag, and Troy's very helpful, And I figured he was gonna come out. Nope, nobody. So struggling to get to the door, all my stuff. Anyways, I go inside, and it was really cold. And I put down, and I'm like, where's Troy? He's usually helping me. So I put all my stuff down on the ground, on the floor, and it was really cold in the kitchen. It was super cold. It was like I was outside, but it was like a drop in temperature. like a very cold spot. It was like cold spots everywhere in the kitchen. And I thought that was interesting. There was nothing on the counter, absolutely nothing on the counter. I would have seen, you know, like breadcrumbs or something on the counter. So anyways, I walk into the living room, and there was Troy sleeping in his lazy boy, and the TV's on full blast, and I'm like, okay. Scratching my head, I'm like, okay, that wasn't him then. Then who was that? I was like, that wasn't him. He's sleeping right there. The dogs are sleeping on the couch. And I was just like, I think I just saw a ghost. I just saw a ghost. No wonder he didn't move. So, and then I wake him up, and he's like, what? And I'm like, were you just in the kitchen? He's like, no, you see me sleeping. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. I just see you sleeping. So anyways, he's like, why would you think I was in the kitchen? I said, well, when I drove up, so I told him the story. I drove up, and there was somebody making a sandwich or something. It's like, did you check the counter? I'm like, yeah, there's nothing there. Well, it wasn't me. He says, whoever it was, wasn't me. I'm like, okay, all right, fine. So, long story short, that was a ghost. Because the room temperature was so cold, and the person didn't even move. It was almost like they were looking down or looking towards the wall. I've got goosebumps a little bit. Just this third time I've talked about this. So it was just like, oof, that's weird. Anyway, so what I did is I started to talk to it. I say it because I didn't know who or what it was. And then I started saging. I lit up my sage. It's like a herb. It's a medicine, you know. And I lit it up, and no, it's not marijuana. It's just something you do to clear out spirits. So I started saging everywhere. I started saging in the kitchen like a mad person, in the entrance, upstairs. And the lights start flickering, and I'm like, okay. And I feel like goosebumps in the back of me, and I'm like, oh jeez. Anyways, so that happened. And I went downstairs, saging the living room downstairs, and when I went to the basement, it felt like there was somebody down there. It was like almost pitch black, and I went into the corner, and I just felt, woo, and I was just like, oh, I gotta get out of here. It just felt like there was somebody in the basement, in the corner, and I was just like, okay, I need to go upstairs again. Felt weird. Even felt more cold in the kitchen. And I was just like, okay, yeah. I think it's time for us to go. And I was just like, it's time for us to go soon. Hi, Kathy. And I'm like, this must be a sign for us to leave, because they started showing themselves. The ghosts that were in the house. It looked like somebody that was in maybe 40s, but it was an old kind of feeling, like somebody has been here before and they were just showing themselves to me. I thought that was so interesting. And anyways, so I'm talking about this not for just to spook you out or whatever. I'm just sharing this because when you become an intuitive person like myself, you'll tend to see ghosts and spirits. And they're not knowing that they're dead. They're not knowing that they have to move on. And so I felt like I had to clear that house. Like I said, I saw a black woman in the kitchen, not in the kitchen, in the bathroom window, and I saw this old guy. And if I look up the history of the house, I'm sure I'm going to find something. And that kind of interests me now, because I would really want to know who had lived there before. I felt like there was somebody from the 1940s or something like that. But anyways, maybe further back, maybe the 1800s. Anyways, I just thought that was interesting, and maybe you're going through the same thing. Maybe you have seen ghosts, maybe you have seen spirits that don't want to leave, or maybe they're showing themselves all of a sudden, and you're wondering, what do I do? So with that being said, maybe you really need some guidance with this. And if you do need some guidance, I would love to help you with that, because I am no stranger to spirits. Oh, my phone is about to die. Okay. So if you would like some help with this, I can definitely help you. So if you feel like that this is happening around you, you're seeing spirits and you're seeing all kinds of stuff, maybe at night, that's what happened to me, late at night, and you're wondering, am I going nuts? Anything like that. So I can definitely help you and guide you and support you with that. So go ahead. I just opened up a few more spots, and you can definitely I have to get back on my train of thought here. You can definitely book it's free. It's 45 minutes, and it can definitely help you what's working with you, what's not working with you, and how to get you on your way. So go ahead and book a free breakthrough call. I would love to help you. And I'm going to go because, anyways, before I go, if you're watching a replay, put #replay, okay? #replay, and share your stories with me. It's going to help others. And I definitely encourage you sharing your stories. Make sure they're not about anything too out there. We want to keep this clean. All right, so I'm going to let you go, and I wish you all a great night. Abnamultas.